The thug is in.
All right. Oh, wait. We're gonna switch sides for continuity. Uh...
Good man.
all right, all right. And you know what? I might just make this two videos, and I'll just do one and two. That might be the play. Whatever. I mean, it'll cut anyway. Okay, so yeah, game two. I don't know if you guys see the pace. I'm bringing the BKC double mix offense, which has mixed T-Tar, mixed Ments, band arrow. You got Blissey, the whole gang. It's yeah. Do you have the team pace right?
I think I have it, and I think both me and Callous are at least aware of its details.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
put.
I just know it without the paste, but
All right, all right. So anyway, lead tar into Scarm. I'm just gonna fire blast here. I don't see any wrong. I don't see anything wrong with fire blasting.
this part's correct. If he's leading Skarm, it's important to him to get the spike up, and he's
Yep.
going to stay in like any matchup that isn't Zapdos or Raikou or something like that. He's clearly willing to take the Fire Blast for Spikes trade if he's making this lead. So this part is absolutely correct. Right on turn 2, I don't agree with the play, but we can.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So probably way too cute, but I'm thinking like, all right, I'm just gonna HP grass, and maybe I'll catch something like a Starmie coming in. I could catch, I mean, probably not a perk coming in. I can catch a coon coming in, just something else. I just didn't think that this Skarm was gonna stay in. I mean, like he could obviously protect like that. Um, but yeah, perhaps I should have just fire blasted again because protect from him is pretty free.
Actually,
I agree.
I like the HP grass there on this turn because you know he's going to protect.
And it
There's
makes him think.
There's
it makes
nothing
him
else
think.
he's going to do.
It makes him think.
Yeah, it's.
So
I think.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I agree with not blasting because he's either protecting or switching. He never just stays in and lets you kill him. That'll never happen. And and the PP is precious. So
That's what I was
totally,
thinking. The PP. That was the main thing. But go on.
I'm with you on not blasting, 100%. I don't like the grass though because it's so specific. There's no. I would ice beam here. I'm fishing for the 10% freeze, which is better than basically anything grass will ever do other than hit Swampert here. I would much rather like the catch-all on Ice Beam where it can just hit anything and just freeze it, whereas like HP Grass on any flying Pokemon, on Blissey, on any steel Pokemon, like there's like 1.5 good targets that you're ever getting with Grass, whereas Ice Beam is a generically good thing that might freeze just about anything.
Okay. I guess I was thinking that I didn't want to, and maybe this goes back to what you're talking about, and we'll say video one at this point. That I didn't want to ice beam. I didn't want to reveal ice beam. That was my thing.
Well, doesn't revealing HP Grass like? I guess it's not guaranteed. You could be Crunch Pursuit and not have it, but like, doesn't it like at least tip them off that Ice Beam might be there if you show Grass?
Yeah, I guess, but I guess Fire Blast does that as well.
Yeah, Fireball. I think HP grass is fine because Fire grass is such a neutral, generic coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
like
it's awful.
it reveals a lot, but it doesn't. You know.
Okay.
I don't think it's terrible. I just don't think unless you hit Swampert, I just don't think it has a lot of upside. Whereas
I
a
agree.
freeze is a devastating upside.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's fair.
I think for this particular turn, it's fine. I think the problem is going to be on the next turn. So.
All right. Yeah, we'll get into that. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
so let's go.
I think just a generic move that isn't Fire Blast, that doesn't reveal your whole set,
Sure.
is fine here because you can pretty safely predict he's going to protect. Whether it's Ice Beam or HP Grass, it's kind of still semantics
All right.
because like
Continue.
the result's going to be the
Yeah.
same.
So then I just decided, okay, I'm just gonna Fire Blast here, or no, I think no, I HP Grassed again, just trying because
Why?
he's not gonna stay in was my mindset. He's not gonna stay in, but perhaps then I should have like.
Right, but you just showed the HP Grass, so you think now having just shown it on the previous turn, he's gonna go, hey, I know.
Yeah.
Let's go to Swampert.
Yeah. So perhaps I
Uh-oh.
should have like, I mean, I don't know if doubling was up. Should I just Brick Break then just, hey, if anything comes in, it's gonna be that Blissey, like.
I mean, that's easy to say in hindsight
Yeah.
because we see that the Blissey came in. I personally on that turn probably would have Ice Beamed because it's fine against the Skarm, and again, it's just a generic catch-all. In hindsight, Brick Break would have been the best play, but
Yeah.
HP Grass, I think, is the worst out of the 4 moves that you could have hit. You just showed it, and it has no upside.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't. You can't freeze. You can't burn. It doesn't do anything to Bliss. He knows that it's there. He's never going to Swampert. I think any of the other 3 is better than Grass on that turn.
All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Anyway, here. Don't worry, I don't brick break. I feel like Skarm was a play. Just, I can sit in front of the Blissey. I want to get my spikes up. Makes sense, right? I got an arrow in the back. I got stuff that wants spikes. And he doubles the Starmie, which I guess he was trying to catch a brick break. Was his mindset, right?
Yeah. I can't imagine why else you would, because it's pretty foolish. Imagine if you're running Crunch.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird play. I don't like it.
Yeah, so I guess he called a Skarm, but either way, then I have a Blissey. I'm gonna go to my Blissey, and he goes back to Skarm. Smart on his end, I suppose, right? I mean, like,
What's our Blissey set here?
our Blissey set is gonna be, it's a Toxic, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Soft Boiled. So Bolt Beam,
Yikes.
Toxic, Soft.
Okay. So what do you do here? Do you just click T-Bolt?
I do click T-Bolt. Yeah, that's what I clicked. Maybe I should have, like, I guess I could have gone out to Ments here so that I didn't let him get the 3 spikes. I guess that was probably the play, is going out to Ments.
I don't love Ments because it's mixed Ments is walled by both Blissey and Starmie at very least, so it's not. You probably want to hide it until you have some kind of spikes or something established. T-Bolt isn't awful. It's one of those like 50-50 turns. T-Bolt, obviously, if he stays in, is good. If he goes to Bliss, it's bad. I would consider here either going to Skarm, or probably the play that I would make is going to Metagross, because if it gets in on Skarm doing something like Protect or Spikes or whatever, that's fine. You still threaten it, and if you get it in on Bliss, it's even better. There's not a lot that he's never roaring here. He's never going to roar while you just T-Bolt him or whatever. So I think the meta can get in pretty safely in a lot of situations, and I don't think there's too much downside to doing that, because it covers both ends if he stays in with Skarm and he goes to Bliss, whereas T-Bolting only covers one of the 2.
Yeah, that's fair. Either way, I did T-Bolt this because I was like, all right, I want to, kill it the next. Like, I want to make Skarm, like, not able to do much afterwards.
He didn't let it happen, obviously, right? He didn't just stay in and eat it.
Well.
Wow, stays in and eats it.
He did, yeah. And then, at this point, I was admittedly, at this point, I was like, man, I should have gone out to Ments so that I don't let it get 3 spikes up, because 3 spikes is so bad. I can't remove them on this team because it's a meta Ments arrow in the back.
I think it's a misplay on his end to eat that. I mean, as it turns out, you don't have a spinner, but, like, he has no way of knowing that. So,
Yeah.
like, that trade seems terrible. If you have a Starmie or a Doll or whatever in the back, that seems super not worth it.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, so here I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna T-Bolt it again. I don't see why I don't. I mean, like, T-Bolt it again. He gets all 3 spikes up. And then here comes his own Blissey, which was puzzling to me.
That says a lot about the team if he's going to Blissey.
It says,
I mean, it just walls yours, and he's clearly he's gonna fling Toxic at you, right? I mean, otherwise Bliss on Bliss just goes nowhere.
well, I have Toxic, and I was like, okay, I mean, your Blissey is in. I'm just gonna click my own Toxic here. And he doubles out to Celebi, which I guess makes sense, but I just don't understand why the Blissey was in the first place. Like, was he trying to? I mean, maybe it's probably not even important to think about that turn. I think we should probably just focus on the fact that the Celebi is in right now. It's Toxic, and so here I'm like,
I mean, Toxic's fine. That's you're trying to throw it at the Bliss, which that's what I would do as well.
yep,
And then Celebi, that's fine. It's interesting that he doubles and he doesn't Leech Seed there. That very well that might indicate that he doesn't have Leech Seed.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have Leech Seed at I mean, I don't know what Celebi isn't running Leech Seed these days. I mean, I guess like off B, but like
Well, it would put up the red flag for me immediately because he's doing two things that are both indicating that it's really, really offensive. The fact that he's willing to trade the Skarm's life, not knowing whether you have a spinner or not, just to get spikes down, that indicates that he's trying to go ham. And then the Celebi not leech seeding there also makes me wonder. So like it's weird because Blissey isn't exactly the offensive powerhouse. I'd be a little confused about his team right now, but he's playing in a very aggressive way.
yeah. I was kind of thrown off by the fact that he kept doubling all of these Pokemon, like, and I don't know. I was thrown off by that, but either way, here I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna spike. Feel like that's a pretty fine play. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
Spike. He T waves, which makes sense. Cause,
That makes his Blissey interactions from earlier even more confusing because now
Right?
we know he most likely doesn't even have Toxic.
Yeah, he doesn't have Toxic. I mean, what double status Blissey would be like nuts? T-Wave, Toxic, Soft Boiled, Seismic, I guess? I mean, that would be crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that. But he makes the play that we know that I'm able to make, which is T-Waving the Skarm. And...
Oh no.
Anyway, so then next turn, I'm like, all right. My idea here, going into Blissey, was he's gonna go into Starmie. Yeah. He's gonna spin.
Yep.
I want to make that Starmie low health, and I want to make it because if he spins and I T-bolt, he can't just stay in and recover, or he can't stay in and do stuff. Like I wanted to put that Starmie low health and have to switch out, so that spinning is difficult for the Starmie. I feel like this was the right play.
It is, but you're gonna hate my play on this next turn. What did you do? Just click Thunderbolt?
I did click Thunderbolt.
See, I like going to Arrow here because if he...
Oh, I never thought about that, actually.
Because if he switches to Celebi or Blissey, this is good. If he stays in and just spins, it's free. There's no world where he ever stays in and clicks Surf here. It's just never going to happen. He just gets the T-Bolt and goes Surf. I think it's free in that case. I think it covers him like going to B or going to Bliss, but it also has no drawback if he just clicks Spin. Thunderbolt isn't bad, but it also doesn't gain anything if he just goes to, say, his Blissey. So I think it's an offensive opportunity to get the Aerodactyl in, which is going to always do damage because the Starmie is never at this health going to stay in and just let you kill it for free with HP Bug or whatever.
Does Arrow kill defensive Starmie with HP Bug?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
I never even considered I never even considered that switching in on the rapid spin play. That's interesting. That's cool. Either way,
with it, that's Arrow 101. Arrow 101 is finding opportunities where you can sneak it in
and do some damage. Yeah. Well,
I mean, my only problem with that line of thought is that if it is Def Me, then it could. Actually, no. Never mind. No, because I was about to say it could T-Wave, but you've revealed Thunderbolt, so it won't do that.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Never happening here.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
he's spinning or switching.
Yeah. He spun, and I T-bolted. Oop.
And I don't really love this from him either, because like the Starmie's quite valuable, and if you happen to crit him or whatever, all of a sudden this is way harder for him than it needs to be. So, in his shoes, I think I would have just gone to Blissey, but
yeah, this puzzled me. Why did he recover here? I do not understand this recover. And I predicted him to not. I just predicted him to switch out to something, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna soft boiled.
I think it's for that exact reason. I think it's because you soft-boiled is a generically safe play, and he wants to take the opportunity to recover.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it worked there. What were you going to say, 918?
That's a bold recover.
Right? Good for him.
Good for him.
I might try it a couple times. I'd probably be recovering 2-3 turns in a row, and if it's clear that the guy is never going to stop thunderbolting, I would switch at that point. But for this exact reason, I think it's fine to fish for it a couple times.
Yeah. So either way, next turn, we got Blissey coming in. I click Toxic to just try to get some initiative on the Blissey or the Celebi coming in. I feel like that makes sense.
This is unlucky, but Toxic is the right play there. I like the move.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
All right. Either way, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to do that shit again. Like, sure, it's a turn behind. He T-waves, which, I mean, whatever.
Do you ever consider Toxicing again here?
No, I didn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure here I did then just go back out to Scarm because I wanted to reestablish spikes was my mindset. I mean, toxicking again, I guess would have caught the and what would it have caught? Like,
I mean, you could para or miss, obviously, so it's far from guaranteed, but Scarm, as it stands, is not going to get through the Starmie. You need something thrown in the mix of this loop in order to chip or deter the Starmie, and maybe that just ends up being arrow switch-ins along the way, but if you keep just going back and forth between Scar and Bliss, the Starmie's just going to check you every time, and you will eventually have issues with his spikes.
So what are you saying that going Scarm here? Because I mean, after this, I'm pretty sure I went Scarm.
I just don't know where it gets you. It's the same problem. He can go straight to Starmie, and then where are we? What progress did we make?
Yeah, he goes Settle Beat, probably just, try to sit in front of the Blissey and leech it. I go to my Scarm. Pretty sure I just spike here. I don't see a problem with spiking.
I'm spiking, yep.
Yep, and then I think here... is this where he clicks leech twice on the Blissey coming in? Let's see what happens.
This is where you should go to a Pokemon called Aerodactyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I did I not... No, I did do this. I did. Okay, so...
why don't we pause on this turn?
Yeah, all right. Let me talk for... Yeah, okay. So, yes. So at this point, I know that his last is Swampert, because he's used this team before. I know it's a Curse, Ice Beam, Pert. And my mindset, and this is faulty, perhaps, is I was like, all right, no shot this dude stays in and Rock Slides. Like, what? He wouldn't risk the arrow when my arrow can also stay in and Rock Slide. So I just figured that, like, okay, if I have a Rock Resist, his Swampert does well into common Rock Resists, such as Metagross or, like, Jirachi. Well, I mean, Jirachi Bliss is weird, but, like, okay, so, like, Metagross is pretty likely. And I just thought that not only did it cover a Metagross, but it also covered the, Aerodactyl staying in and clicking Rock Slide. So I did click Double Edge here. I'm not going to play it yet, but I did click Double Edge here, predicting that Swampert to come in. So yeah. Okay, now you can rip me to shreds.
I mean, if you're predicting Swampert to come in, then why not switch to any of the other Pokemon in your team that better handle it than Aerodactyl? You have 2 mixed attackers and a Skarmory that could set up a layer of spikes on it for free.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really a reason to risk even remotely trying to win an arrow speed tie, and then also on top of it predict what they're gonna do. Mm-hmm. It's crazy that both of you stayed in, I'll be honest, because I don't think, especially on turn 18 with 1 total KO, that risking your Aerodactyl now is a good play.
Yeah.
Because you look at his team, Aerodactyl is the only thing that even remotely makes progress, unless that Starmie happens to be an off-star, but off-star Aerodactyl is just not correct. That's messed up. So
yeah,
the fact that he's even willing to risk it.
I think we played this like an I don't care Dactyl. No, it I mean, I don't think your opponent should have stayed in either. But
what I did to punish it was wrong. What I did to punish what his play could have been was...
Well, you're not supposed to stay in and Rock Slide either. What happens if you just lose the coin flip?
No, yeah, of course. I would never have Rock Slid. Go on.
The correct play for both of you is to go to Meta and Swampert correctly. I don't know how, respectively, rather. You go to Meta, he goes to Swampert. I have no clue how we ended up with you both staying in here. It goes back to the same principle of the boom in the previous game with the Regis. It's just the risk versus the reward. Like, the upside here is you do 35%, 40% to a Swampert. That's the good scenario. The bad scenario is your opponent just clicks Rock Slide and you lose your Aerodactyl. It doesn't feel that the good outweighs the bad here. The other thing is, once you have Double Edged, if he goes to Swampert, he can just tank it and force you out, or he can at that point go back to his own Aerodactyl. You have to see the line through the whole way. But even without thinking turns ahead, the upside versus the downside in this turn, you're talking about you do like a third versus you lose the arrow. The risk doesn't justify The reward doesn't justify the risk, in my view. I, for sure, would switch to meta. I think it's very difficult for him here to click Earthquake. You think he's not staying in to click fucking Rock Slide.
Yeah, he wouldn't
How often Arrow versus Arrow do you think he's going to stay in and click Earthquake here?
Yeah. And like, so perhaps, I mean, like, if we're going along the lines of like me, I was very confident at this moment that he would have gone into Swampert. That's why I didn't want to go into Metagross, but even then, I suppose I realistically should have gone into Scarm and set up spikes, or go into T-Tar and pressure it with HP Grass, maybe.
Play out the line. You know that it's Curse, EQ, Ice Beam, Rest, Swampert, right?
Yeah.
So how does that does like nothing to Skarmory, right? So if you had gone to meta and he had gone to Swampert, can't you just go to Skarm? What are you afraid of at that point? The Ice Beams do
nothing.
20%. I mean,
and like even then,
what are you nervous about?
I could have gone instantly to Skarm too, so that meta didn't have to take spikes, but yeah.
I don't think your team really needs to worry about getting chip on Swampert. You have spikes and 2 mixed attackers that Swampert has no business trying to deal with.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You have a mixed meta in the back, so if mixed Ments in the back. So the second Swampert takes a nap, which you can at least force, the mixed Ments is always a threat to it. Will always be a major issue for it. So it's not as if even if the Swampert somehow got like 3 curses off, it won't. But if it somehow did, you could still deal with it in that situation.
Yeah, so I think that's just, bottom line is it's just me tunnel visioning in the moment, trying to make, I guess, a prediction into the Swampert when I don't really need to be doing that when I have, things like Skarm, T-Tar, and a Mixments to be chipping down that Swampert. So yeah, that was just a very clear misplay and a miscalculation of how much I needed Arrow and like also how my team handled Pert. So yeah.
Spoilers, viewers, this isn't even my least favorite play that he makes in this game.
Oh no.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting to me, but maybe I'm forgetting something.
The most insult to injury part of that entire play too is you won the speed tie.
I know. When I saw the arrow stay in and I double edged it, I was just like, what the actual hell? I mean, I don't know.
I don't blame you.
I wish it was
the learning.
Go on.
The learning part is like, because for the viewers, a lot of guys, we're not trying to teach you when you make a mistake, just get mad and forfeit. All right, shit, I fucked up. Let's concede.
Yeah.
What do you do from here? How do we pull this back?
Yeah. So at this moment, I was like, all right, well, shit, there goes my Aerodactyl. I know he's got.
You're not out of it. You can win
I'm
this
not.
game.
I know I'm not out of it. This wasn't like I didn't feel out of it. Like at this moment, I genuinely I didn't feel out of it. I was just like, all right, that did not go how I planned. And yeah, so here, I definitely don't mash. I think I either clicked. I'm pretty sure I clicked Earthquake, trying to get some chip on like perhaps either like a Starmie coming in. I thought about booming here. This is protect 3 attacks Metagross for the viewers. And here I was like, all right, I mean I could mash on the Celebi coming in, which was probably the play, but I think here I did decide to. I'm pretty sure I decided Earthquake. Maybe I tried to double and catch the Swampert. This is what I did. I don't know how I feel about this, but the idea was Swampert's coming in. So I think this was a good play.
Yeah, this play's fine. You don't need to boom there. The reason why someone might want to boom there rather than wait is because you'd be playing 50-50 protect games with the Pert, and that can get ugly. But in this case, you know that the Swampert doesn't have protect, so there's no reason if you wanted to boom on it, you could just do it later. You could just be faster and just boom, and you don't need to worry. You know the full team. He doesn't have a ghost. He doesn't have anything that can survive explosion. He doesn't have anything with protect. You know anytime you click boom, somebody's going to go down with you. So they're just, in my view, there would not have been a reason on the previous turn to boom there. I think this double back is fine. He knows and you know that you have HP Grass, and you also know that he doesn't have a water attack, so even if you do HP Grass him, he can't Torrent range Surf you or Torrent range Hydro Pump you here.
Yeah.
So if anything, this is an opportunity to get a free attack off and make a prediction
Yeah, and let's see what I did. I'm honestly not remembering what I did. I mean, I probably HP Grass, but I might have Fire Blast on the Saddleby
Ice
coming in.
beam.
No.
No.
Ooh, ah. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to catch the Blissey coming in, but maybe I mean, it obviously didn't work out here. But if I clicked Fire Blast or Ice Beam on the Blissey coming in, was that the end of the world? Is the question that I'm asking myself right now.
No, not unless you froze. It wouldn't really make much of a difference.
Yeah. So that's why I was, because then okay, so then if their Blissey came in there, I wanted a brick break on that Blissey. Was that the wrong play?
No, it's just a prediction, and you didn't get this one right. But I mean, there's a reason to brick break there. I'm with you. You have to have a follow up. What is the? All right, you brick breaked into the B. What's the plan now?
Yeah, you know what's funny is like right as I did this, I went to look for my Aerodactyl. Like as an instinct, I went to look for my Aerodactyl and
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. No, it would be a great switch in this situation.
I swear to God, I did. I went to like the thing. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I did make that play earlier.
So what did you do instead?
Pretty sure I just went out to Scarm. Because I wasn't gonna let this. Oh no, I stayed in Fire Blast because I figured that.
I like that because there's a lot of the time that he's just gonna leech seed rather than
it was the
that was nice.
Yeah, it was
and
the leech seed idea.
You're faster too, which is really weird.
That shocked me. That shocked me.
Hold up. What?
Yeah, I'm faster. So, because I did, yeah, in hindsight, I was like, okay, I could go to Scarm, but then he's just going to leech me, or he's going to do something. Like, I didn't want that to happen, so I was like, I'm just going to fucking Fire Blast this thing. And then I outsped.
It's plus speed T-Tar, and it's neutral, not plus speed, all bulk Celebi.
That's...
Yeah, and then, I think this is the play that I might... No, let's see what happens here. So Starmie
Callous, you HP Grass there?
Probably not. I don't think I would have had the balls to HP Grass there.
I think because he's slower and it got burnt especially. I think I HP Grass there.
Yeah, well, I Ice Beamed.
I like that.
I mean...
Fish for that freeze.
Once the leech seed was down, Blissey's completely unafraid of you, so like I don't think Ice Beam or leech seed is gonna or grass rather is gonna go anywhere because I think on his end he should just go to Bliss and he's totally safe. The brick breaks don't even matter anymore because of the leech seed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know that you're supposed to stay in at all because I don't think any attack is really gonna get too far. I mean, in hindsight, grass is better against Starmie, but like even then, it wouldn't have killed. He just recovers. You have to switch anyway. I feel once the leech seed went down, you have to get out of the way. I mean, the Celebi's never staying in, but
yeah, that's fair.
I could
have even gone to Blissey, perhaps, expecting.
Yeah, I don't hate that actually, because
Yeah.
like it would have covered the Scarm with the T-Bolt, and then you can fling Toxic at anything. The spike is down. I actually think I like the Bliss switch there personally.
Yeah. Well, either way, here comes the Starmie. I'm obviously not staying in.
We haven't gotten to my least favorite play yet.
Here comes Blissey. I think this is pretty obvious. He spins. I don't even think here I make a. I mean, I forgot what I did here. Let's see what I did. I did Toxic on that Blissey.
Nice.
It's Toxic or soft every time there. Nothing to talk about. Next turn.
Yep.
I assume you just soft boiled here? Or are we switching? You're switching.
Yeah, I went to Scarm. I'm still trying to like, okay, how do I get spikes up? I feel like that's the move. And then yeah, he gets the Celebi in.
Oh, did you have Drill Pack?
No, I spiked.
Right, but did you have Drill Pack?
Yeah, this has Drill Pack.
Oh, missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
Could have sniped the B.
I really could have. I mean, like,
the spike will never be bad, but
I guess
it's kind of ballsy to even send in the B now anyway when you have the Def Me that kind of walls you to the moon.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I think I was.
Is this the turn that I hate? I think this next one is the one that pisses me off. You go to Metagross here. This is such an obvious Salamence entry point.
No, I didn't. I tried to.
Yeah, this is free Mence Eats.
That is, yes. Mence goes in there every single time. He's never doing anything but recover. You always go to the mixed Mence here.
I was just trying to set up more spikes.
That's missed mixed ments entry number 1, but there's an even worse one later that we'll get to.
That's rough too, because now you got your bliss seated, but
Yeah, he double seated there. Yeah,
You're gonna have to soft, and he's gonna go to Starmie for free, and the spikes are gonna go away. So this is not ideal.
I don't.
I hate Psychic. I don't know why he wouldn't go to Starmie there.
I didn't understand that either. But I was just trying to soft boil and just get my Blissey up, and I believe I soft boiled again here.
Psychic again.
The Psychics make 0 sense to me. I would have gone to Starmie both times, but
yeah, and then
we can control opponent not playing perfectly, but
yeah, I go back to Skarm here. I obviously at this point I'm not realizing I should go out into mixed mets.
I don't know that you should this time. I think last time was a better opportunity. There's a world where he just leech seeds here, and it's not that exciting to get mints.
I'm really curious what he's looking for, staying in and repeatedly throwing out psychics. I don't know what that's supposed to be hitting.
I
think I just drill peck if I'm you. I think he's going to leech seed, so I think because I don't love roar because anything that gets roared out will just sap it back from the leech seed.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would just drill peck, anticipate being seeded, and then plan to switch on the next turn would be my sequencing here. I'd be surprised if he did something other than leech seed.
Yeah,
and there it is.
I wanted to get all my spikes up. I mean, I figured and then I believe I do go out to Blissey here. I'm pretty sure, and I think he makes a play and he goes out to Arrow here. This is where that thing happens.
Oh no, that's not my issue. We'll get there.
No, I'm not saying that's your issue. But here we go. Here comes the Blissey in on the Arrow.
I do take issue with this play though.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell us why.
Well, I mean,
I should
this arrow is now in, and there's no human way it's going to click Earthquake ever. It's gonna go for either Rock Slide or Dead to try to KO this Blissey. There's honestly, if anything, I think I'd click Rock Slide over Dead even because it catches in case you get a Skarm. But like, this is a really free entry for your Skarm or your meta because there's no way it's ever gonna do anything. This is free progress for Arrow. It's gotten in. There's 3 layers down. It's gonna hurt, and so you might as well. I understand the play you ended up making. Let's show that
first. I'm gonna show it because I wanted to take the Arrow out because it's faster than the Ments, and I saw Ments as like an end game kind of deal.
That's fair.
I don't hate that. I think you can with the exact play that you made, the Ice Beam, which I think was fine. I think you can win this game. I think you have a path. I think the mixed Ments is a massive threat now. The issue is when you do, or in this case, don't choose to get it in, and that's going to come up in a turn or two. But I think the Ice Beam trade is fine. If you calced that you always live double edge there, I'm fine with the Ice Beam.
Yeah. So here, I didn't sack my Blissey because I figured I could use it as a pivot somehow to get the Ments in was my mindset, and I figured he'd just Psychic, so I just kind of went out to Skarm. I don't know.
I'm with you. Should have kept the Bliss as fodder. All of this is correct.
Yeah. And then I get paralyzed here. I roared. I think I roared. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I did. And then I was just like, all right, I'm just going to get the Blissey out, and then shortly... Ooh, I didn't.
This turn. Pause.
Oh my
gosh. Pause.
I paused.
Why when we fodder the Blissey there? Give me the reason. Why not mixed Ments?
Yeah.
This is my least favorite turn in the game. You fodder Bliss there, and then I think on this turn you click Earthquake, which don't even get me started. But if you fodder the Bliss, you go to Salamence here. He doesn't know what kind of Ments it is, so we know that it would be Fire Blast, but even if he thinks it's physical, right? Even if he thinks it's HP Grass, whether it's Fire Blast or HP Grass, he's never ever staying in Maselby in this situation, right? So that would be a perfect opportunity for a prediction. You can either click Brick Break or HP Grass, and if you're right, he is up a creek all of a sudden. If he were to go to Starmie, for example, as a generically safe switch, and you clicked HP Grass,
yeah,
he's what's the switch now? He is in some trouble. If you hover on the Blissey's health on the other side, for example.
Yeah, it's at 81.
Right, so if it comes in on 3 layers and a Brick Break, it will die to the follow-up. The Ments always here is going to do damage. Selby can never stay in. If it did stay in, Psychic and Leech Seed are the worst things it can do. You'll always be fine. but this is a free opportunity for Mence. It's the same thing we talked about in the previous game, like hiding the Coon. I think you are too paranoid trying to like use the Mence as a cleaner, or I'm going to come in, I'm going to win with it later in the game, whatever.
That's
You got to get it
exactly.
involved now. You're hiding it for too long.
Yeah, I think that definitely. I mean, that was definitely my mindset. Was like, I'm gonna like use the Mence in the back, but like I should have seen it as you know, I mean, I should have known that it was a entry point into this Settleby. Because yeah, obviously this was.
I mean, what switches for him, right? I mean,
Yeah.
for people who don't know about mixed Mence, so it's either Fire Blast or Flamethrower. I assume it's Blast in this case.
It's Blast.
Blast, Brick Break, Dragon Claw, HP Grass. Look at the team on the other side. What switches in safely to that set in this situation?
Nothing.
Nothing, zilch, and nada.
Yeah, I should have had it in. But anyway, let's move on.
This turn, I thought this was the turning point, because the meta, I mean, I remember what happens. You Earthquake, and then you eventually just boom and trade with it, right? But
yeah. That is what I did. I Earthquaked. He stays in Psychics.
Mixed Mence would have gotten a kill here and then be forced out by like the Pert or something, which is fine, but you could still win from this situation exactly the way that it's played. So we trade, that's fine. Here comes the Starmie. Your Mence at this point. Yeah. It's interesting to ask whether or not.
I didn't want to get paralyzed because then I'm just gonna. I couldn't. I feel like I couldn't let it get paralyzed. Right.
This is why I wasn't a fan of the double-edged sack with the Blissey. Like, I get why the arrow, like trading that out is huge, but also keeping the Blissey around so we can win this 1v1 versus Deathme is just huge.
That makes more sense now, yeah.
And that way you don't have to risk the Salamence getting parried.
Yeah.
There is still a path to victory here.
Absolutely.
Well, either way, let's see what happens. He spins a Dragon Claw.
So with that, you now, from this position, I think you should win this game. And it, we'll discuss the late game as we go, but like you're in good shape now.
Yeah. Also, I'm not trying to back myself up too much, but I did let the timer go down to 15 seconds at this point.
Timer's scary, no doubt.
Yeah. So that surely played a factor in this. That I did see that timer ticking down.
So that play was huge. I can't believe he didn't recover or T-Wave or whatever. The fact that he lets that happen.
Yeah.
This turn is where.
Well, we can already see it at the bottom. I did click Hidden Power Grass. Yeah. So I suppose here I should have just gone out to the my 63% Skarm.
That's
what I would have done.
Right. Then the worst thing that he can do to you is like a 20% Ice Beam. You know what the set is here.
Yeah. I mean, now, like, you know, I feel like I didn't have enough time to think at this point, but that's also just, you know, timer, working with the timer more. But
like, Skarm is very safe.
Yeah.
And then whatever, you get a lair down. He can't remove it. Let's say you get a bunch of pairs and he manages to kill the Skarm anyway. That's fine. You follow up with the T-Tar. You can HP Grass the Pert or Brick Break the Bliss, and then the Mence should be able to clean it up. It gives you at least the chance of making the predictions in that spot. It's not a guarantee, but it gives you a shot. Once the Skarm goes down, the T-Tar comes in, it outspeeds either guy, and as long as you are correct, as long as you're Brick Breaking the Bliss or HP Grassing the Swampert, then the Salamence can come in and do the same thing and just clean it up. It would require prediction, but as played, basically the second the Mence goes down,
it's over.
It's very hard to win.
Yeah, and I should have. Yeah, so I should have gone to Skarm. I should have. I mean, I would have, I guess, set up a Spike or Roar, or I mean, probably just Spike.
You just spike up. If he starts cursing up, you don't even care because you have two things that are faster than it and have HP Grass, so it truly does not matter.
Yeah, and then I would have cleaned with the. I mean, I pretty likely actually would have cleaned with the T-Tar and the Mence because I'm in the driver's seat with both of the mixed attackers.
Yeah, so we'll play it out as a hypothetical. So you go to Skarm, you get, let's say, 2-3 layers down, right?
Yeah.
And then you go, your follow-up at that point is Salamence.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to click HP Grass, and he's going to kill you with Ice Beam. So you have just Tar against both of his. You go to T-Tar. You click HP Grass. Swampert's dead whether it stays or goes. It doesn't matter. It would leave you in a 1v1. T-Tar against Bliss, and the Bliss has to come in on 3 layers of spikes, so she's down to about 50%. You're faster. She can't kill you, and you have Brick Break, and you can just sit there and spam Brick Break indefinitely until you find a crit.
Yeah, makes sense, and especially because the spikes makes that matter a lot more at the end.
That would have been the line, but we can play it out. That's not what we ended up doing.
Yes, here instead I go to Tar. Well, I mean that's fine here. I guess that I should have gone to.
So the concept is the same. We could still Brick Break here, but the fact that she's not taking spikes damage is a pretty huge deal.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I mean, actually, no, the Tar dies to the seismic, no matter what.
Yeah, you'd have to. You would have to calc it. I mean, you knew its exact HP, and we could only see the percent. But if you knew that the Tar was gonna die, even then, you could have just reversed the order. You could have had the T-Tar come in on the Swampert,
yeah,
and then just have the Salamence be the follow-up the other way around. It would have worked out the same. You just swap the order of the sweepers.
Yeah, but either way, I should have had immense at this point, but I did not because I clicked HP Grass on the Swampert. And yeah, and then that's game over.
Yeah.
Game 1 was always going to be hard. It was not a good matchup.
Yeah,
and
but game 2 was winnable.
Game 2, I think you should have won, not just winnable. And then who knows what would have happened in a hypothetical game 3. But I think you at least get to a game 3 here, and who knows?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I learned a lot. I think a lot of it was seems to be just. I mean, I think it's just what in the ADV community court. I forgot who posted it, but it's just that card of play more. I need to play more,
and then the big one would be take a minute whenever you're playing and look at the state of your team and their team, and really start to think about how valuable each one of your Pokemon's going to be in this matchup. Really kind of get that idea that on any one given game, you're going to have one mon that's going to be worth it a lot more to keep alive and going. The idea of keeping your pieces and good idea of holding on and whatnot, like playing chess.
Yeah.
And that comes with playing more. A lot of it is just identifying what is my path to victory in this specific matchup, what needs to happen for me to get out of this position, and that just comes with familiarity with matchups and how things interact.
Yeah. Well, I know I learned a lot. I hope you guys, if you have somehow watched this far, learned a lot. Thanks to 918 as well as Callous for giving me some insight, as well as you guys some insight on misplays. Just I feel like we all have learned a lot at this point. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you're not watching Callous Invitational, get on his channel right now and watch some great narration from multiple people. Good stuff. I also made the trailer. And yeah, 918 has also done some Mushy League content, I know. So that Advanced League channel needs to be updated a bit, but
Hey, look, don't blame me. I don't run that one. I just make the videos.
Yeah. All right. Well, either way, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.